So I have been challenged by the folks over at Cocoa Daisy to use packaging and make it beautiful. Well, game on, Cocoa Daisy, because no matter what I do, it's going to be pretty because packaging is my jam. I love using packaging, and I'll tell you why. And if you've been here long enough, you will know that I always include some form of packaging. Like one time I used the tissue paper and laminated it and made a divider. There are just so many options with packaging, including, who this kit was packed by. I mean, this is called packaging. The only thing I did not include in my packaging was my pen container. The plastic container for the pen, that I actually threw away because I'm thinking that's not going to work, and nor is the little washi plastic either. But everything else in here, including the packaging for the classified kit and all of the plastic container parts, are in this box, which is also packaging. But I don't think I have any plans for that today. So let me talk about what I'm going to be doing. In the planner add-on kit, which this is the gorgeous Doodles and Dashes Part 2. Last year they did another one. In the planner add-on kit, there's this little notebook. Now this little notebook is meant to house this notebook here. You put it in, you add your pen, and maybe some stickers, and then you're on your way. Well, I have alternate plans, and there's already a hint out here on the counter, and I wonder if you could see it. And there it is. I'm going to actually make my own mini planner for the month of November using this kit. Now, if you look at these arc punches, this is from the Happy Planner. There are two different sizes. I'm going to be using the smaller size. Now, I don't think that these large ones would give me the surface area I need because these are the minis. These are the micros. Now, these are what the Happy Notes, the micro notes. So with that said, it's time to get started. So I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out some of the pieces that I know I'm going to use firsthand. So this one came out of the rub-ons. We get a little package of rub-ons. This is the packaging from the rub-ons, and it's large enough to make 2 covers. Eyeballing it, you know how I roll. I kind of eyeball it with a purpose. I need to make a t-shirt. All right, now that I have it punched, what I'm thinking about doing is just taking a chunk of these gratitude sticky notes. I want them front and center, but do you see how it's kind of muted in between? I'm thinking about using some of my brown packaging here to kind of delineate, and if I just do a strip of brown, I think it's going to make it look so much better and have like some sort of definition. Instead of cutting the whole thing, I'm going to rip it. That'll give some texture to it. Of course, I did it right on that crease line, which I'm not so fond of. So let's try this again. There's one side. And so if I think about how wide I want this to rip, I'll just do this one this way. And then I'll see what we've gotten and decide which side I want to use. I'm happy with that. I am going to stick it this side down though. I think that'll look good. Let's go ahead and stick. And you know how I feel about raw edges. I can just trim them off when we get all done, including that little, I don't know, skin tag, if you want to call it, over there. And if I missed any glue adhesive spots, simple. Try not to overthink these sort of things because honestly, it's just a planner for 1 month, or less or more, depending on how you want to do it. But for me, it's like disposable creations. I don't know, that sounds horrible though. I don't want to be disposable. I now messed that up, but that's okay. How about I stick a piece of washi tape down that side? Let's choose this one. And you can't hardly see that little spot anymore. And it adds a little bit more a little bit more decoration to the whole thing. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this sucker down, and then I have sticky notes ready to go right in the front of my planner instead of hiding them all the time like I usually do in a pocket or whatnot. I've gone ahead and cut my other 3 dividers. By the way, my 3 dividers, one's going to be a note section, one's going to be a buy section, and one's going to be a calendar section. That's what I had in mind. So I've already cut and punched 3 of them. This one I'm almost already finished taking care of. All I did was add a journal card to the front, and then I have this tab. But I'm going to add something over here in the corner. It looks a little bit sparse for my taste. You know how I roll. I think you guys know by now that I love when the tab is kind of integrated into the design. It makes it feel more fluid for me. So there we go with just a quick sticker. So for the back of this one, I'm just gonna use some of these fresh washi strip pieces here, and then probably a quote. I don't know what is my problem with crooked. Do you see how it kind of went wonky like that? Let me do a better job at putting these down. Not really too particular, but I do kind of like straight things, you know. Let's just put this one here and see what kind of quote. This one incorporates some more of that great tealness, that wonderful teal. Except I'm going to be brave and take my mild liner, which did come with it, by the way, and use the tip end. I believe this is marigold. No, vermilion, excuse me. Oh, wrong tip again. I'm going to make one more stripe. See how this has 2? It's driving me crazy that this doesn't have another one. So we'll just do this as an accent. I think I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and move on to our next. This is like literally always one of my favorite things that they always put in this kit. It has the color swatches, and I think that's what I want to be here. And then just a simple die cut to go along with it. It looks modern, it looks color block. Doesn't always have to be super fancy. Oh, it's not a die cut. It's a journal card. If you haven't noticed already, I'm a little bit off. I'm just feeling a little not myself. I got a little sniffle head cold. So I did the first one all the way at the top. We'll do this one right here. Mostly in the middle. Backside time. Lots of fun options for this one. You could do pattern on pattern. I love that. That I don't care so much for. Why not do, let's do this pattern on pattern. I am going to trim it just a little bit, and then we will find, I think, our solid washi tape. We don't have any solid washi tape. Let's use a piece of paper. Let's do, I don't know why I think this is going to work. Most of the time these little inspirational things do work, but this one seems a little out of it. We're going to do like a triangle. And I don't know why, but it seems to work. I'm going to make just a smidge smaller. A little bit better in proportion. Let's just go right, see how I wanted that line of that. That would be fine. And now I have space to add anything really. Just a focal point, why not? Right there in the middle. I'm just going to glue this one little edge down of the triangle, and then I am all square with this one. I don't want it to be too bulky because I want to save all my space, but I just can't resist. All right, let's go ahead and decorate the front of this. I think I just want one little, like maybe this top part here to go all the way across. Let's look in between. We have 3/4 of an inch at best. And we need 3 1/4 by, let's do just a little bit less than. So this will go all the way across here. Actually, I'm going to do it right there. And then we can add one little quote sticker. Super simple. Do that, and then add one little leaf. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. And the back side, I want to feel really monochromatic. I love all of these textures. I want this in paper, but I don't know where it would be. So I'm just going to, let's see, what can I do to kind of mimic that? I could actually use this on here and mimic that. That's gambling, playing with fire. Oh, these are so gorgeous. I love those. I really want to add these pockets, but I'd have to chop it off. Yikes. I'm in for it. You guys in for it? I think it'll look gorgeous on here. So let's go ahead and measure 3 1/8. Nope, I can't. It has to be 2 3/4. Oh no! Let's find, see, maybe we should do the other one. Where's that other pocket? Oh, I made a mess today. Well, what's new? Shocker. Let's use this one. 2 3/4, I believe is what I said. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be an angle. I knew I wouldn't get it right the first time. That's okay. Just need a 1/4 of an inch off. I think this will work great. Yes. Let's take it off. That way it's a nice little sneaky pocket where I can stick some of my die cuts. That would be fun. That way I've got them and I'm ready to use them when they're ready. And then I can do something with the same color tones right up here. Well, I am looking for something that would be adhesive, which this isn't not, but I love this little scallop piece. Why not add this to the top over here? What a good day. And then we'll connect all 3 with a nice sticker. All right, that is the back side of that one. Happy with where we're at. Let's go ahead and put it together. Well, I got them all together, including a back cover. Now, what you're probably saying is, what are you going to do about your pages? Well, what you don't know is I've been plotting, as you would expect. I'm actually going to take apart my traveler's notebook. You heard it. I'm going to take apart my standard traveler's notebook, and I'm going to use some of those pages for here, and I actually am going to make another standard traveler's notebook. I would call it kind of like another kind of planner. I'm trying to think of what a Hobonichi Weeks would look like on rings, and so that's what that's going to be. But I'm going to add this one little piece of vellum for another divider while I'm just hanging out here chit-chatting for a second. I didn't like how these weren't spaced correctly, so I just added that one real quick. No big deal at all for me. All right, so I am certainly going to add some note paper. So I'm going to rip those off and punch those as well. So that will be in a note section. How about we put that right here under this vellum? And I do need to grab my stamp set and stamp all these, but for now this seems to be fine. Here's my traveler's notebook. Now certainly I can't use, well I could, but I'm not going to use the weeklies. I'm just going to take apart the dailies. So how I'm gonna do that is just grab a couple of these and pull them off. Yep, no ceremony here, just pull those off. And then I'm going to trim them down to size 3.5 inches this way. And because a traveler's notebook it's got 5 inches and then another few inches here, this I'm going to turn and it's going to go sideways. So I'm going to cut at the 5 inches first and cut this down. And then trim the 3.25 this way. Punch these just like this. That way I still get the beautiful decoration. And if it's not centered, I'm going to be just fine. There we go. I got this, and I'll use this for my planning. Could use these for my daily sections. Let's see what they look like. Gorgeous. And yes, I have that. That's going to be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. And here, if you're okay with it, you can certainly open these up. It's still 3.25, and I'll just trim it at 5. And if that bothers you, that's okay too. I just don't want to be wasteful. And so that's what these look like. They look lovely too. All right. Then I have a few extra pieces that I'll go ahead and punch. I think I'll do it this way so they don't stick out. All right, let's go ahead and take a peek at what it looks like inside our planner. Here is the back side that goes back in here. Let's go ahead and add our sticky notes, or excuse me, our notepads. I believe this was from the planner add-on kit. If I could find it, that would be great. Hold on a second. Here it is. I'm just going to take a chunk and stick it on front. For added security, I can add a bow. Sometimes I like to stick a piece of washi tape underneath to make sure it won't go anywhere. I think I'll do that. Excuse me. In this instance. That way they won't go anywhere too badly. And now it's time to add whatever ephemera parts. Why is this crooked? There we go. I need to add a couple of ephemera parts up here. Sometimes you just gotta. What is this card? Oh, that's too big for sure. How about some stickers? Let's use these and these because that would work very well in the planning of this. And I'm going to add one sticker sheet of flowers. All I have left to do is add my pen, and there you go. I think I'm all finished with this cutie patootie. Do one last little flip through. I think it flows very well. Love my little pages that I've started. Plus, I'm going to be using the printables that come with the Cocoa Daisy subscription. There's some more notepads, and I'll get my stamp set out and do some final touches. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you guys are inspired to use what you've got and make it beautiful. Thanks, guys. Bye.